Max Verstappen has finally given his thoughts on all of the crazy stories that have emerged from Red Bull. So as we all know, this is a crazy story that has had many twists and turns. So of course it all started when it emerged that Christian Horner was facing allegations of misconduct from a former female employee. Then obviously we know Red Bull launched a full investigation to it to see if Horner was guilty. They said he was clean and free, didn't do anything wrong. However, then team principals came forward. They demanded some clarity. And then the craziest twist and turn after that was Jos Verstappen coming forward and saying that Christian Horner had to be removed from the team or else the entire organization was going to implode. Now, of course, one of the threats from Jos Verstappen was that his son Max was going to leave the team if things weren't sorted out and Christian Horner's presence within the team caused any more problems for him. That then spurred some crazy rumors that Max Verstappen would take the vacant seat as being left behind by Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes for 2025. Well, we've heard from pretty much everybody else in this scenario, in this situation. We haven't heard from Max Verstappen until now. So of course teams just arrived in Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and obviously Max Verstappen was hit with a ton of media who've been asking him questions about all the Mercedes rumors, the battle and the power struggle within the team, all the allegations between Christian Horner and his father Jos, and he did provide some answers. Of course he didn't want to get too into detail and say the wrong things, but he did address pretty much all of the concerns. So Max didn't really endorse his father's words that the team was going to implode or explode, however you want to word it. However, he did say, "I don't know if the team will explode. I sure hope not. It shouldn't be. It's a strong company. It's a strong team with a lot of strong team members, so normally that won't happen." But he did recognize that yes, there is a problem going on with the team right now with some people that aren't seeing eye to eye with each other. That is causing some problems. He did also say about his father Jos's comments, I guess he clearly felt like that, but I think from my side, it doesn't really matter being on one side or the other side. I just want to focus on the performance side of things. So yeah, obviously Max talking a lot about picking sides, and I think he just does not want to get too involved in this. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have a choice in the matter in this situation. But he doesn't want to make anybody angry, doesn't want to offend anybody with his comments, and rightfully so. He also clarified, I just want to have less talk about what we were doing as a team outside of the track than the actual performance, which at the moment is very, very good. So yeah, so obviously we don't really need any extra confirmation that Max and Jos have been talking to each other about the situation. Of course, it's father and son. They spend pretty much every day together traveling to all of these different Grand Prix, and it looks like Max is pretty hopeful that Christian and Jos can sort things out between each other. At the end of the day, they are grown men. Hopefully, they can figure things out so the team can just go forward with their winning ways. Now, amidst all of the craziness that is going on with Red Bull right now and all the turmoil, all of the mayhem between Christian and Jos, we now know that Father Verstappen is not attending the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Of course, he pretty much attends every single race with Red Bull to watch his son pretty much win almost every single time. This time, though, it's definitely a good idea that he's going to watch from the sidelines, sort of let everything die down just a little bit, let things get a little more under control so they can sort things out and just focus on the race. This will, of course, also allow Verstappen to just focus on what he does best, and that is race the Red Bull RB20. Of course, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is coming up this weekend, as already mentioned, and he cannot have these distractions weighing over him. Of course, this guy is a 3-time world champion. I highly doubt this would get into his head too much, but it's just another distraction for a racing driver that you do not need. But of course, he was also asked about the crazy rumors about this internal power struggle that have now led to the rumors linking him to Mercedes for 2025. Now, of course, he reaffirmed that he is very happy at Red Bull. They clearly have the best car on the grid, the best performance, and as a result, there's really no reason why he would ever want to leave at this point. However, he did acknowledge the fact that you never truly know what can happen, and who knows where he could be next year, but as of right now, he sees no reason to leave Red Bull. He also made a point of addressing the crazy driver market transfer of Lewis Hamilton moving from Mercedes to Ferrari for 2025, and in that case he stated, well, the thing is, no one would have ever realized or seen that Lewis would move to Ferrari. In my life, that's not related to F1 or whatever, it's just general life. You never know what happens or what comes to you, or whatever happens around you, or what might influence your decisions. So yes, obviously Red Bull will be working very hard to cool the situation down, and hoping that Jos and Christian can just bury the hatchet, move on with their lives and get back to focusing on the racing and ultimately defending both their drivers and their constructors world championships. But guys, what do you think of the latest updates from Max Verstappen and Red Bull? Do you think it's a good idea for Jos to skip this race? I personally believe it's a great idea for him to not be there right now with everything that's going on. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Red Bull can sort things out? Do you think they are actually at risk of losing Verstappen to Mercedes if these issues do end up causing the team to explode? Give me those thoughts. Make sure you hit subscribe and like. Thanks as always, guys. See you next time on Racing Direct.